Want to know how to succeed in Hollywood or anywhere else in the entertainment business? You're not the only one. The truth is, there are several steps that many aspiring filmmakers and content creators either don't know about or overlook altogether during the early years of their careers. I'm going to give you 10 tips the aspiring millennial filmmaker and content creator should know about and include in their plans to become more of a productive artist. I'm going to ask you, what do you want to do? Knowing your answer early on can make your journey easier, as well as protect you from the vicious trap that question itself can be. Beware of the gatekeepers that may see you as a competitor and threat instead of an asset. Those same gatekeepers are often in the way of opportunities to build direct relationships with the true decision makers and those who handle what truly matters in Hollywood. And that's money. These are steps that I have followed throughout my lifetime in the entertainment industry, which have helped make me a success. Learning we are all in a service business was a lesson I learned very early on as a young teenager, helped me be flexible to opportunities as they arose, as well as build my survival skills. And these same tips help me circumvent the cycle most people go through during the first 10 years when they are chasing their dreams in Los Angeles. All of that and how it applies to the new Hollywood generation coming up. Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic. My name is Orlando Delbert. Today I want to speak a little bit about filmmaking essentials, and I'm going to give you some tips for the aspiring millennial filmmaker and content creator. I should mention before we get into it, I first wrote about some of what we're about to touch upon, success in filmmaking in life and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation when I was writing Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, Survival Guide Against the Cynicism and the Hypocritical. We want to know your questions, comments, and suggestions you may have. Please write them below, leave a thumbs up if you like what you see. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Click that bell so you don't miss anything. Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production? Start here. Be sure to watch all of the way through. We're going to speak about a lot of things as part of being prepared. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. You ready? Today's episode is directly for those aspiring millennial filmmakers and content creators that may feel stuck in a rut or don't know how to get moving forward in their careers. And I've been there. We all have, and that's okay. I'll break the information into sections to help you organize what you can use. There will be a lot in this one, so I hope you stick it out and join in the conversation. Let's get right to it. What do you want to do? This is a question you need to ask yourself early on. Even if you have more than one thing you would like to do when you grow up, narrowing them down so you can create a realistic approach to get there is a necessity for you to have focus. What do you want to do is the question you're going to be asked almost every time you meet with someone. It sounds like an innocent enough question, but it is a loaded one. Many who come to Hollywood to live a dream eventually get a shot at doing production. Even if you want to be in front of the camera, chances are you may end up working at a production house or post-production facility. Most will start out having a production assistant's job and be one of the producer's yelling posts. Sans the yelling, being a production assistant can be a great opportunity for someone with little or no experience, but it can also be a vicious trap. So many people have dreams of going to Hollywood and becoming a star, and this is wonderful. It can happen with the proper preparation and direction. The dream becomes a reality for some, but too many are bled of their dreams and used until there's nothing left to give. You should also be mindful of the way the system works does not always reward those with talent and drive. Those with talent and drive are often viewed as a competitor instead and threaten those gatekeepers that answer the phones and are the ones you have to get through to have access to true decision makers and check signers. Those same gatekeepers are often in the way of opportunities to build direct relationships with the true decision makers and those who handle what truly matters in Hollywood: money. Remember, many of the gatekeepers are not as exceptional as they have been told they are throughout most of their lives. They are the ones answering phones and making the appointments for the true decision makers. But be careful. All too often, they will see true talent walking down the hallway when it arrives. They have the ear of those with the power to make or break your entry to the cool kids club. And keep quiet. Don't let them know you are better than they are, even if you are. And many of them will heave the little power they have against you like a freshly manicured iron fist to your heart, likelihood, and wallet. It's very much like being left punch drunk by a size 0 woman who can't finish sentences. Just keep smiling. Whatever you do, don't ever cry in front of them. I urge you to have a solid answer to what you truly want to do, and make sure that while you follow your plans for conquering the world with emotive monologues from Achilles or William Shakespeare, you have several backup plans as well. Consider honest options for employment while going after your dream. And don't be too proud to run lights at a black box theater if that means you have the possibility of becoming part of a theater troupe. Don't be too proud to be a production assistant for a small production company just because Spielberg's publicist hasn't returned your call yet. The reality of it all, for most of us in the entertainment industry, we are all in the service business. This is something many young content creators, regardless of medium they work with, have a hard time accepting or even understanding. You and I have to eat, have a roof over our heads, just need to survive. And if you want to succeed in this business, you have to accept, unless you or your parents have really deep pockets, you have to offer your services in one way or another to pay your bills. Just like everyone else, we all need to be able to eat today. To the benefit of many of you watching this, there is usually a preference for the young and inexperienced with no families. These individuals are perceived to be more malleable to what the client may want and are more likely to be available whenever needed on a moment's notice. Long hours and flexible shifts can be yours for the taking if there are no children to take care of at home. This is a fickle industry. You may never hear from a prospective client or job ever again if you're not available at the drop of a hat when they call you. Actuality is that for the first 10 years of your professional life in Los Angeles will mostly likely consist of crappy waiter or mailroom jobs and even being yelled at by a parade of tight-fitting sweater, vest-wearing wannabe knucklehead producers because their latte is just not wet enough. I've known so many people that are stuck in the independent film circuit, the reality television show circuit, the awards show circuit, or one of the other circuits. And all of these can be good places to be, but the trap comes from having a job as a production assistant, let's say on an awards show, that you took because you needed to pay your rent and eat that month. You work the long hours, get very little sleep, but are grateful your life is finally moving forward. And this is true, except that people begin to associate you with that particular job. You become known as a production assistant that only works for awards shows. That is the trap. You get my point? This is probably the biggest thing young content creators don't want to hear. There's been countless times I've mentioned this and met with a lot of resistance. But guess what? The moment you speak to anyone about an idea, ask anyone to read a script, or bring someone onto a shoot, you've just become a business. You've just become a brand. From the moment you decide you want to work in any part of the entertainment industry, or want to do anything on your own for that matter, you become your own brand. Things you and I say and do have lasting effects on others we may not even be aware of. Perception by others can make or break your success in your personal and professional life. One's livelihood can be greatly affected by this, and is definitely something to be mindful of during your time in Los Angeles and elsewhere throughout your life. Rocky wanted to say hi. Hi, baby. Hi. I love you. Each and every one of us has the potential to have positive and lasting effects through our thoughts and actions. No one is better at being the best representatives of who we are and what we do than ourselves. You and I are our own best brand ambassadors. We all have the potential to build our brands to achieve grand things. Learn from history what has worked in the past, how it has worked, and the reasons to why it has worked. Understand that any ideology can be branded, marketed, and used to influence the masses for both good and bad. Take those lessons from history and use them to build your tools to be consistent and clear of what your message is. Keep your message simple, clear, and precise. Keep your message relevant and recognizable to those around you. Be an extension of what your beliefs are. Got it? Creating your timeline. This is something that everyone should do and is often overlooked altogether. Something mentioned time and time again within this series in my books are Hollywood is about making money. Film and television productions have to create budgets and timelines. Every single thing must be accounted for. This is simply business. The bean counters at the networks and studios look at the numbers and pressure the executive producers, line producers, production managers, or executives in charge of production to comply with budgetary demands. This is relative to you because no matter what you are working on to succeed, you have to learn what things cost, how long things take to get done, and how each one of the many moving parts to produce any content works with one another over time. Even if you are working on a show, production company, post-production facility, or working on your friend's web series, there are deadlines to meet and dollars attached to every passing billable hour. This is important for you to know for your own projects as well as to be of value of others. One of the best things an aspiring filmmaker can do is to create a film by themselves with little or no help from anyone else. If you have an idea for a short film, shoot it. The process will lead you to consider the logistics of every aspect of your project from beginning to end. There are other non-creative aspects to filmmaking. Even the simplest of films will give you obstacles to overcome. The process will teach you to become organized, confront the challenges of fundraising, understand the importance of creating a timeline, getting distribution, and other aspects of the business side of our craft. More importantly, the process teaches you the lessons of self-reliance, allows you to learn humility and flexibility through failures and defeats, which, by the way, serve you in the end if you don't give up. If you make the decision to push forward with conviction and have a true steadfast loyalty to your project and yourself, it will get done. and your project isn't sitting well in your belly, well, good. Seeking out the negative and learn from it. Dissect it and see what you would do different now than you would have back when it originally was done. Grow from it. This process will make you into a captain of your very own tall ship, built with your own sweat and blood and soaked into the foundations and framework you know as your craft. It will teach you how to circumvent the heavy sea surrounding what I call the great horn of bullshit that will be waiting for you, spewed from the mouths of naysayers and the ethos of the moment. Stay true and you will find happiness in your craft and yourself. Sure, you can sit in front of your laptop and shoot something with built-in camera and post it on YouTube the same night. There is no long-term commitment. You shoot a quickie thing in a day, maybe two, and you're done. Next. There's usually not much planning, if any at all. There's no accounting for legal, licensing, scoring, etc., because much of it is done on the fly. Committing to a film is something that takes part of your life, a year, often much more to go from idea to distribution. If you want a career in filmmaking and an honest chance to see your talents flourish, just have to go for it. Take a breath and do it. You can. And one last thing I would like to mention, whatever your idea may be, writing a screenplay, shooting a film, television series, webisode series, YouTube series, whatever it is, it's in your best interest to take the time to make a plan. Does my speaking about what do you want to do and speaking about the business of you and about the 10 steps for the aspiring millennial filmmaker make any sense? If it does, write hashtag New Hollywood Generation in the comments below. That's New Hollywood Generation. This one is a really hard one to hear, and unfortunately, especially if you're in Los Angeles, holds true for many of us. Time is not on your side. Arriving in LA at 29, I heard daily that I was an old man for the next few years. It didn't matter that I'd already had a vast body of work and experience under my belt. As a 29-year-old, I had to accept right from day one it was going to be a daily fight to succeed, and I'm cool with that. But to make matters worse for some, I knew many artisans, some were actors and on the creative side, many of which were women, already lying about their age when they were just reaching 24 and 25 years old. I really want you to think about this. 24 and 25-year-olds have to already lie about their age so that they can find and continue to work. Many of the people that run the entertainment business know their target demographic for most projects are the disposable income marketplace, the younger millennial generation. Many still live at home, work remedial jobs to earn a little cash, and then use it on cars, clothes, going out, and whatever short of for something constructive for their future selves. Hey, don't get mad at me. I didn't make the rules, and I didn't say everyone. That certainly is not the case. But those that do know that this generation consistently will go out to watch a motion picture at a theater, they know they will buy certain songs heard on the airwaves or online or being performed on one of those music competition reality shows. Ever notice that a large majority of the performers are never older than 26? They know from the decades of creating content and marketing and research which buttons to push so that you will buy the stuff they're pushing. It's entirely by design, all of it. The toys, clothes, and other licensed merchandising tie-ins with soda companies, car companies, and video games are all part of a larger plan to get you to dig into your wallet to buy more stuff. I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I'm telling you this to hopefully get you off your ass and get the ball rolling. Far too many complain about this or that or waste countless hours on playing video games. None of that earns you any time back ever. Once the time is gone, it's gone. You are then one day closer to a shorter window of opportunity to reach your dreams. Think about that. Something else, that same window of opportunity closes quicker the closer you get to 40. And unless you're already in a good work situation by your late 30s, chances are highly not in your favor to get a break unless you're creating your own content and controlling your own money. And if you get fired, become ill, or just wore the wrong color shoes one day at the office that someone in the popular clique doesn't like, you're out. Did I mention this is a fickle industry? Filmmaker is also a marketer. He's a brand builder. The day you decide you want to be a filmmaker is the day you become your own brand. Everything you do will be under the scrutiny of others. Networking is its own art form and crucial in creating a buzz. Learn how to build an audience through word of mouth and social media. Become your own brand ambassador. Think about what will work in building a brand for yourself and your film, and stay consistent. Continuity is how people remember you, your project, and your message. Stay focused and keep moving forward. Many young creatives I've met over the years have been introverts. Nothing's wrong with that. But I'll tell you, if you're out somewhere or if you've landed your first job, don't be afraid to say hello to the cute girl in accounting. You don't need to ask her out on a date, but you may have the opportunity to find out what she's about through casual conversation. She may be writing a play you'll find of interest, or a sister might be looking for a crew for a documentary on skydiving you may really want to be part of. You never know until you communicate. Just remember the traps I've already mentioned earlier. Be mindful, but check it out. Besides, the cute girl in accounting may think you're cute too. Oh, and this is something that many young millennial content creators miss. Once you start getting your groove in LA or even back home, put together your resume and make sure you have copies with you all of the time. You may not have a lot of experience starting out, and that's quite okay. Reach out through the local film schools, Craigslist.com, Mandy.com, and Indeed.com, and anywhere you can find to get some experience. Once you begin building your resume, most likely you'll be working with different job titles. Make a different resume for each type of job position you've had. This is very important. If you list different types of jobs on your resume, more times than not, you'll be viewed as flighty and unreliable, and that is the last thing you want. One of the things you'll learn rather quickly dealing with just about anyone in any type of power position in the entertainment business is people's inability to be direct, or more accurately, the unwillingness to be direct. I can't tell you the countless times I'd walk out of meetings scratching my head in bewilderment because I couldn't get a direct answer from anyone. And in an industry where everything is about making money, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Building solid relationships with the people you work with and do business with is a necessity. This may sound like something obvious, and it should be, but in actual practice, it's easier said than done. But to do that, you have to have a back and forth of useful communication. And for any kind of relationship to flourish, there must be communication. Loyalty and the desire to play well with others is a rare and precious commodity in this business. Selfish agendas are very costly in many ways and will eventually blow up, and many people are content with doing as little as possible to skate by. Ultimately, there will be some blowback. Once you begin interacting with anyone who has been in the business for some time, especially in Los Angeles, you may notice many people don't like to tell you no. Or let me put it in a better way. If you ask someone a question, the default answer usually is not saying yes. This is often true when asking someone to join you for lunch, having a follow-up meeting, and just about anything else that requires some kind of future interaction with one another. This line of thought is counterintuitive and counterproductive. I've always thought, how can business be conducted when you can't get a straight answer from anyone? I learned that answering with either a yes or no to any question has consequences, and that makes sense. But not giving a definitive answer on anything leaves things open-ended for all eternity. This has a lot to do with having a fear of being accountable of one's words and actions, and a fear of commitment to those words and actions. And in the workplace, it can mean committing to your word can cost you or your job quite quickly. When you're working on your own projects or freelancing someone else's projects and the responsibilities and monies involved are greater, being committed to your word has much greater consequences. Larger amounts of money may be potentially lost. I mention this because regardless of this type of behavior, or even having good people in your corner to help get you in the door and on a project or in a studio, it still comes down to you. It is imperative that you own your own accountability, because accountability in Hollywood, many people don't seem to have, and it's something that you will need to succeed here. And this is true to succeed in life as well. Succeeding in any area of the entertainment industry most often depends on your perseverance, flexibility, endurance, and will. You can have all of the talent in the world and not get ahead because you lack consistency in these 4 strengths. Whether you're working with a tight deadline, new technology, a weak manager, a hangover, or any of the countless possible things Murphy's Law can shovel at you, how you adapt and overcome can either make you or break you. Having a good attitude and a willingness to be flexible and to let go of things that don't matter will help you to recover from any blows that you may get from the negativity mongers out there. And in LA, there sure are many soul suckers. No matter what, you have to take it all in stride and believe in yourself. Yes, believe in yourself. Stand steadfast on your own self-reliance and kick down the doors you need to. True opportunity only unlocks repeatedly for those who can stand on their own. As I've already mentioned, succeeding in any area of the entertainment industry most often depends on perseverance, flexibility, endurance, and will. The way to succeed is to prepare and plan, but also to keep a certain amount of flexibility in your plan. This is true for all aspects of life, not just working in the entertainment industry. If someone offers you an opportunity that sounds too good to be true, it often is. Having a plan B, plan C, plan D, and so forth will ensure longevity in this business. With very few exceptions, almost every single person who has come out to Los Angeles to be successful has had to work in related fields or even in entirely different ones just to survive. Survival requires taking chances, having multiple game plans, and the plasticity to adjust to any given situation, especially in an industry like this. For example, despite your original intent of being a dramatic actor, it may be in your best interest to consider working in the business office of a television show or post office facility if someone you know needs a hand with a project. This will not only put money in your pocket, but will give you the opportunity to meet other people and possibly learning a new skill set. You'd be surprised how many people are doing something different than from what they came to town for. There will be side projects galore, and you just never know whom you'll meet and what opportunities are there for the taking. But please remember to research everyone you meet as best as you can and weed out the liars and those who are looking to profit by putting you directly in harm's way. It is your responsibility to look out for yourself and keep yourself safe. You owe it to yourself. Take the information you've gathered and creative list of what you want to do, where you would like to live, individuals and companies you would like to work for and or with, and alternate or plan B scenarios for everything. Next, create a timeline so that you can see how your life can be scheduled from the beginning of your decision to conquer Hollywood is made to an optimistic but realistic place you want to see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years. This will be based mostly on the research you have done. If possible, plan out several months ahead before making the physical leap. And one last thing. One thing that may sidetrack your efforts to develop and stay consistent with your efforts is something you may not expect: your looks. What you look like can often trump your success in Los Angeles in particular, especially in the first several years until you establish yourself. It's a reality that may or may not work to your advantage. So much time and energy is spent on judging one another, based much on appearance. Don't let this intimidate you. Regardless of whether others may view you as being physically attractive or different, young or old, man or woman, straight or gay, or having black or white polka dots or a side order of stars and stripes in your skin, you must still have a plan B, plan C, and so forth in order to live. And by the way, anyone who views you as other than beautiful, you want to keep at a distance. This is something I see many people struggle with. The focus is on the goal. They push and push the best that they can, but they miss out on the journey itself to achieve their goals. This is a huge disservice to oneself because much of your life lessons come from these experiences. Think about it. For many of us, where we end up during key parts of our lives are different than what we were shooting and planned for. We learn what we can before starting our quest. We read, go to school, watch how-to videos, and speak with others in our industry. That's great. But life's road is hardly ever a straight line. Many people get caught up in the fear of not achieving their dreams. Many others get caught up in the fear of actually succeeding. The trick is, it's the journey that shapes you. It's that journey that molds you into the person you are now and the person you're going to be in the future. And in saying this, I have a challenge for you. My challenge to you is I want you to think about what your dreams and goals are and write them down. Go on. I also want you to think about where you see yourself today, right now, and write them down too. You got it? I want you to think about what you can do today that can help you get to where you want to be in the future. I want you to look at both of these lists that you just made and compare them with one another. Use them so that you can make a list of things you need to do to get one step closer to getting your goals, one day closer to achieving your dreams. One more thing, as part of the new Hollywood generation, others just like you are asking the same questions of themselves. You are not alone. We are all in it together. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe and click on the bell to know we have more for you, and more episodes are coming. Please share with someone you know who may find what we spoke about today beneficial. Like if you like what you see, dislike if you don't. And let us hear from you. Are you going to use what we discussed today? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below. Please consider what I offered you today and consider what your role is as a new generation of content creators. And feel free to take advantage of other members in the new Hollywood generation community. We're all here to grow together and to help one another. We have a strong group on Twitter. Come join the new Hollywood generation and meet some fellow filmmakers and content creators. As members of the new Hollywood generation, take the time to assess what your short-term and long-term goals are. Create a timeline of where you are today and where you'd like to see yourself in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10, professionally, financially, and personally. Do your research and learn what you can about technology, distribution outlets, contracts, and of course, set etiquette and protocols. All of these things are important to help to make you of value to others in our industry and to yourself. The lessons learned as a content creator can help build leadership qualities and an entrepreneurial approach to life. The process will help you build structure and the discipline needed to truly be a success. Use this information as a tool so that you can protect your integrity and yourself better. Don't forget to have fun with it. Making a film takes a lot of effort to see all of the way through, but definitely can be worth it. your experiences stay with you for the rest of your life. Make a plan, take a breath, go for it. You can do it once you believe you can. You ready for the challenge? If you're looking for filmmaking for beginners, Filmmaking 101, and for some filmmaking tips on how to want to be a filmmaker, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Click that bell so you don't miss anything. Looking for how to filmmaking essentials? Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production? Start here. Think of this channel as a film crash course or filmmaking crash course and an introduction to filmmaking entrepreneurship to build the skills needed well beyond just how to succeed Hollywood and beyond whatever discussion other how-to film school, how-to indie filmmaking, in general, how to film industry channels don't talk about. The whys you truly need to know to help you grow as a thought leader in life, the entertainment industry, and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation is in this video series and in the Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical series of books. Links below. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. Ready?